Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will look at a method which is widely used inside JavaScript, which is used to actually take the reference of the HTML element, which is document.getElementByID. So I will just show an example of this method. So let's suppose you have an element that you want to target. This element can be anything. It can be a paragraph, heading, title. So for example, we take a button right here. So the label of this button will be click me. So if you just open this document in the browser, it will actually have this button right here. You can see this button. So this button is there. So what this method does, which is document.getElementByID, you actually write this inside the JavaScript. So now to take the reference of this HTML in the JavaScript, we declare this method document.getElementByID. This is actual method, and it actually takes the one single argument. So it actually takes the ID. You need to give it an unique identifier to this HTML element. So we give this ID right here, ID. So this ID can be anything. So we give just PTN. So we have given this ID here, this identifier. Now what we can do is that we can target this button using this ID that we have given, using this function which is getElementByID. So this is the sole purpose of this method, to actually target HTML elements and get their reference in JavaScript. So now in this parentheses you provide this argument, the ID that you have given. So this needs to be the same, BTN. So if you are giving it in capital letters, this needs to be in capital letters. So the spelling needs to be the same. So after getting this reference, what you will see, if you simply print this out, console log it. So what you will find, if I open this in the browser now, and if I inspect element, go to console, you will actually see this is printing out the actual element, which is actual button element. So what does this method do? It actually targets this HTML button element which is present in the HTML. It allows us to actually target elements using their IDs which we have given. So IDs must be unique, as you all know. You can't give duplicate IDs to multiple elements. So we can't have two elements having the same ID. So this you can't do. So IDs must be unique, and whatever ID that you have given right here, we can target this using getElementByID. This is the main purpose of this method that we use in JavaScript. So you can see we have got this. Now we can actually attach anything. After doing this, we can attach event listener. We can change the property of this button by using the style property, and we can change the background color of this button, let's suppose to red. So essentially you can do all sort of things. You will see the background color of the button has changed from white to red now. So you can even attach event listener. So the thing is very simple. This method document.getElementByID, this actually allows you to get, first of all, the reference of that HTML element using the ID that you have given. So this is actually the purpose. After that, you can bind anything. After you get the reference, you can do almost anything with this element. You can bind listener. So you will see if I click this button, this alert window is opening right here. So the thing is very simple. You declare an ID, whatever ID that you've given to this element. This element can be anything. It can be an heading as well. So we give an heading. We can give it an heading here, ID to it. This is the heading. So now if you want to target this element, this h1 element, we need to declare another variable. So you declare element. Again, we use the same function, which is document dot get element by id. This time we provide this heading, and after that we now have the access here to use this. So after that we can do all sort of things. We can manipulate the inner HTML of this. So what we can do, we can change this to, let's suppose, some other heading. So if you refresh it now, you will actually see the inner HTML will be changed from this is a heading to some other heading. So let's suppose I need to change it programmatically. Whenever I click this button, I need to change this. So what I can do, I can paste this code right in this. So now if you hit this button, that heading will be changed. You will see dynamically whenever you click a button, this heading has been changed. So we are using, in both these scenarios, we're using getElementByID to target elements in HTML using their IDs. So whatever ID that you given, you target them using getElementByID. So this is the main purpose of using this method. A very simple example, and in this way you can use this method. And if you also see, if that let's suppose if you have this ID that you have given, ID is somewhat different, this ID doesn't exist. Now if you see, I have changed the ID here, which is BTNS. So this ID doesn't exist. So if you now console log it, you will actually now, you can see nothing is working because that ID doesn't exist. So you will actually see a null will be returned to you because that element doesn't exist. So this method will return null if it doesn't able to find out that ID that you have provided. So you need to provide same ID that you given in the HTML. So you need to make this change. So just make this change BTNS. So now your button will be returned to you, and now you can attach those properties. So in this way you can use this get element by ID function to actually get the reference of HTML elements in JavaScript, and then you can attach any property, you can change any property dynamically using JavaScript. So this is actually the main purpose of using this method. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, then please hit that like button, subscribe to channel, and do check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, so which actually contains thousands of free tools regarding audio, video and image. And I will be seeing you in the next video.